Today we're going to take a look at the Snagit software. I use Snagit in my role as a learning and development specialist when creating manuals or working on knowledge-based content, usually when I'm pulling images to match the steps that I'm writing. Snagit Editor allows you to edit screen captures and images as well as having a screencasting feature. Today we're going to focus on the Snagit Editor capabilities and practice with a sample image. So the first thing that we're going to do is start a new project. And as I said, we're going to work with an image. So for this, I'm going to just paste an image right into this box. It's our workspace. Down here would be our image library if we wanted to add multiple images to work with, but we're just going to focus on one for today. The first thing we want to do is lock the image. That's going to ensure that it doesn't move around on us, and then we're going to flatten it. I'm just going to trim up any excess area that I'm not going to be utilizing today on this project so that our screen capture is nice and neat. And from here, we're going to then take a look at the toolbar. So these are all of the fun things that we could potentially do with this image. The first thing that I want to add, again, because this image goes with a step, is to highlight what the user will be doing. So for this step, the user is going to select something from the scorecard menu. In this case, it's going to be Gardener Quality Processing Assessment. So I like to use the feature from the toolbar, Shape. I'm going to choose a red shape. I'm going to remove the shadow because I want it to just be flat, very easy to read, but bright so that my user can sort of zero in on what it is that I'm asking them to select from that menu. We can also change this name up here. So oftentimes if there's a name in your picture and you want to sort of keep things anonymous, you would remove it. So there's a couple ways you can do that. The first is with a blur feature. There's a bunch of quick styles that Snagit offers you. You can also edit the intensity of the blur, but we're just going to go with one of the quick styles. I'm going to select the name, and then Snagit blurs it for me. I will say that I'm not a fan of the blur because it doesn't look like the user interface, and I want it to be, I want my screen capture to be as realistic as possible. So I'm going to show you another way in which you could do it. You could also use the selection feature. You could select that name and then hit delete, and it's gone. Now you end up with these funky boxes. So then you're going to need to come over to your fill tool. I like to use the eyedropper. I'm going to select the color of where the name was and apply it to that sort of checkered box. Now, the reason I like to use the eyedropper is because if the background color of the picture is off-white or I don't know the exact color code, it's going to make sure that it matches it specifically. And then from here, I'm going to add some text. So I'm selecting the text icon from the toolbar, and then I'm going to choose any text that I want. I can make the font regular, italic, bold. I'm going to just say Mickey Mouse for my sample name. I can make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to select my move icon. I'm going to move that name down to where the little person icon is. And so from here, I would be able to have a sample name, make sure that it's anonymous. My user will clearly be able to zero in on what I'm asking them to do. And then I can very quickly copy my image from the library and then paste it into whatever document or website that I'm using or working on to include this screenshot. So again, there's a ton of different options up here in the toolbar. We just went over a very basic few, but there's tons to explore. I really love this application, so I hope that if you have time, there's a 15-day trial. It's worth exploring. Have a great day.